Hello, 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 David. Hope you're well, mate. Long time no see. Been busy. No worries, pal. Been busy myself, so I've not always been about as much lately. Trying to get back into it. So we're going again. We are going again with something different today. Just bring my game up. Been doing the usual spamming it about. Oh, I better stick it on the Facebook. Heaven forbid. There might be one person there that'll come and join us. Offside, auntie. Do not give up. Keep trying. Always keep trying. Got to keep giving it some. We sort of fell behind for a multitude of reasons. Again, I do apologise for my voice. I still sound like crap. Still all bunged up. But we're gonna keep trying. Gonna keep going. But the early arrival. So hope you're well. Hope you're well. I thought we'd have a bit of a stream. We might start this one as a regular thing, while we wait for some more maps to come along as well. But as I've posted out on social media and in the Discords and what have you, show that face. It's the best part. You're lucky, Lancer. I did get the camera at work today for you. There you go. You just like the shine. Wakes you up. Midwest, howdy my friend in chat. Howdy my friend. Yeah, I thought since the modders that are part of the community, or that I'm part of their community as well, they're part of my community, have been generous enough to let me test and play around with some of their mods, especially the guys that are doing the British stuff. So MS Modding, Rod the Mod, you guys awesome. Lancy, obviously legend, often shares his new toys with me. And yeah, I was saying to Rod the Mod the other evening that I should try and build myself a little British dairy farm. I've got a few sheds now, got a nice silage bunker. I can do something with the in-game placeables. Let's try a little something out on Riverbend, since it's sort of the better of the four maps I think to do this with. So that's what I did last night. I went out and I shared my pictures in the Discord, shared them on Facebook and different groups and such. So I hit 19,000 today. That's insane, mate. The Fisher, howdy, Mr. Fuck. Hey, the Fisher. I haven't seen you in ages. I hope you're keeping well. Felix as well. Good eve. So yeah, so I thought I'd just have a little bit of fun with it, and I've built a little mini farm here. I'll show you where we are on the map. I've just plonked it on this little bit of land here. So the original start farm, that's just down there. We're ignoring that. We don't have that anyway. And I have brought a field over here, which I'm hoping actually is probably something that I want, which I don't think it is. Looking at it, I forget the colours. I think that's potatoes. No, what is it? Sorghum. I don't really want that, but never mind. We've got a wheat field. We'll have the sorghum. We do something else with it. That's fine. So yeah, I went out, brought a couple of the grass pastures, a few of the arable fields around the farm as well, and thought, yeah, I was just going to play this myself in the background, because I like sort of this isn't the tightest, because I'm not the best driver, but I like the tight stuff. I have no end of English placeables ready to go. Exciting. It's exciting, mate. gotta wait a little while, unfortunately. Gotta wait a little while. Yeah, so I thought I'd stick them on, have a little build for something that I know I could play within and have a little bit of fun with. And I was just going to jump on this evening and go for myself. I thought, you know what, we'll hit stream, we'll share it a little bit. Just as I hit go live, MS Modern sent me an update for the calf barn, because there are a few little errors in it, but it works, so it is playable. But there is an update for that coming. Both of the sheds, we'll have a little walk around, shall we? I'm good. How are you? Been learning how to weld aluminium so much free time. Also got a new PC to pay off. Nice. Been busy, my friend. We need a Lancy Boy map working on that one. Be here soon. So yeah, the main British sheds in question. Obviously, I've done a video for one of them. One of them I haven't yet because I was waiting for the final version to come through. But we have our cattle barn, which has my cows in that are ready of milking age. So these should hopefully give me some milk relatively quickly. Just go in and have a little look at them. So they're in here. I've got 30 in here. We can put more in. I think 30 is the limit visually. So if we put 150 in there, it doesn't look like insanely cramped. It'll still look like the same. So yeah, they're in there. Out in my pasture at the minute, I've got my 6 months and older, because they're still growing, but they're big enough to come out of the shed. So they're out here. Oyvind, hey buddy, hey chat. Nice to see you, Oyvind. Hope you're keeping well, Vinny. So yeah, they're there. But the new one, that I haven't even done a little video for yet, but I've got it in motion, is the calf barn. And this can hold 50, and this is something that I was going back and forth with MS over, and we were trying to help him tweak some stuff and some little bits and some other things that we found while testing it. It gets really cramped if there's more than, say, like 10, 15. It'll hold calves. It'll hold all three ages, obviously. But it gets really cramped. Obviously, if you have more than like 10, 15 in here, it looks a bit much. So that's why I've only got 7 calves at the minute. But it will hold 50. But it'll visually show 20 animals in there, which is a little bit insane. But yeah, that's a really nice model. I really like that. Every single one of these gates on the outside opens. I actually trigger it. So you drive right through, you can come in from all the angles. It's pretty cool. I really like this. And then round the back, and I was going to do a little tour. I'll tell you what, one of the things we found was when opening the gates, sometimes the pin bolt wouldn't stay in the door and it would fire out across the map. And one of the doors that I've got opened over there, the bolt for it sometimes turns up there. So I shut the door, but the bolt might turn up inside the spreader. So that's why my spreader was there, to hide it. I have about 15 English placeables ready. I'll send you them soon. No worries, my man. No worries. No worries. But then, like another addition that I've been playing about with and going back and forth with the modder, Rod the Mod, absolute legends, is his brand new British style bunker, which is really nice. There's one more little thing that's on the back that needs sorting out, and then that'll be good to go. Although I think he does already have this sent to Giants. This may be in the testing list, but there's a little thing on the back that just needs sorting out. But it works. It functions perfectly well. It's all aesthetics. A few little aesthetics on there, and then they're good to go. And I know these guys, want to get their mods right, get it perfect. And Lance will vouch for it. I can be a little bit of a pedantic prick when they say, "Can you just have a look at that?" And I will look for the tiniest little problem, because people will go out and look for issues with a mod for no reason. And then for this big shed, I just stuck 2 of these side by side. I thought that looked alright. That worked quite well. I can stick stuff in there. I have gone for an old style grain silo here. I just think it was a small one, and it is still a US map, so it's all right there. And then, yep, lol, yeah. But this, I know when I look at things, I'm like, oh, if like a thing would be like, oh, the flickery textures and sometimes stuff like that. So it's just because it's maybe overlapping with something, and it's like, but when there's only one of them, like, it really catches your eye. When something's a little bit out of place, everything else is perfect, but you've got something that's out of place, like it sticks out like a sore thumb. It'll be a little thing, but it will stick out. I found this in the farmhouse place. I hadn't even looked through like a lot of the buildable stuff in FS25 yet, and yeah, so I went with this as my house, a little greenhouse. I thought that looks quite British farmhouse. Looks a little bit like the one that Clarkson has, in fact. And then better to let the modders know and they can correct it. That's what I think. I mean, that's why they send it to people to have a little look and do it. It's not just, you know, so you can play on it. Oh, can I play on it and then not give feedback? I try and give feedback. I miss things, obviously. Got a little carport. For our big shed, because although obviously a lot of British farms do have small sheds and old sheds and stuff like that, you do find more and more of these big green halls about, especially as the farms are getting bigger and what have you. So we have got ourselves the nice big shed, because I absolutely love this one with the door. The John Deere's parked in, so we won't shut and play with it. But I couldn't not have a Lancy shed on here. When you're working on a mod for weeks, you miss a lot of stuff because you're so used to looking at it. Second eye is very helpful. You know me, mate. I'll always try and make time for you guys. Me and you have sat up till late hours of the morning, back and forth on stuff, and like same with FS Landscape. Me and him have been up like until 3 AM, 3 or 4 days in a row, just trying to fix silage bunkers and things like that. Because you know it's important to have it ready. And if someone's kind enough to let me have an early look and a play and a fiddle and ask for help, I am more than happy to do that, because it's a privilege. I know a lot of people out there think, oh, they should have access to stuff. Oh, why, you know? And a lot of people question why I get it, because I'm a tiny little channel with very few followers and viewers and stuff. But it's more because of the way I interact with people and try and build the community and do stuff and go out of my way for them. I don't expect anyone to send me anything. Ever. Same as I've helped FS Landscaping a lot in 22. That doesn't mean he's going to send me his maps for 25. That's not how that works. When did you start to stream? This stream or in general? I started streaming on YouTube. I think I'd been putting out videos for about a year beforehand. So I probably, there you go. There's one of our little, and that just pops out because we've got a door open. So it's just a bolt that's appeared, but that'll disappear. That's fixed now, because like I say, he sent me the fix. ML Gamer, thank you very much. Yeah, so I think I did my first stream probably about 2.5, 3 years ago, but I don't stream a lot. A lot of the older ones have been deleted now as well, but I think there's probably less than 50 live streams on my channel in 3 years. I don't do it a lot. Not a lot at all. Not as often as I should, anyway. But I've often said, like, I like the process of the recording and the editing and trying to create something. I like that. But I also like being able to interact live and have a chat and a feedback, and, you know, that is really nice. And the other day we were on Hutan Pantai, and we were just, I was I harvesting green beans? I was harvesting green beans for 3 hours. Like, if I was harvesting green beans on my own for 3 hours, I would have been bored out of my mind. But because it was a stream, it went really quick. So it's nice. So equipment-wise, if you're interested, equipment-wise, what I've gone for so far, we don't have a lot. I was just setting it up for pictures, really. We've got ourselves, obviously, a mower and a baler, so we can go do our grass. We've just got a standard baler. We haven't got a bale wrapper yet. That'll probably come. Or we might be doing silage. The baler might only go out and do straw to start with, possibly. And hay. We've got some hay in storage. Oh, yeah, we went for the Nova Cat, by the way. The new one. Just because that will swath it up for us, and we can stick that on the back of the McCormick. Plenty of power there. Got ourselves a little John Deere 7810. Get us by on the farm. And it'll do some of the work with some of the machinery, and then, you know, wouldn't be a British farm without a little Massey, would it? It certainly wouldn't be my British farm without a little Massey. That's for certain. Let's have farm tech for slurry. Not very big, but it'll do us fine. Gone for the Merlot to help me move my bales about. We've got the K-brand feeder. And like I say, we've got the McCormick for the big workhorse. That's sort of what we've got. This is lovely. It is cool to have the small animals, like in base game. And then round the back we've got the spreader. I've tried to set it up so each barn has its own manure pit, because I wasn't quite sure whether they feed into the same one or not. So they've got their each their own. But yeah, and then my 2 storages. So you start this farm build from scratch. That's really good. Yeah, this is all mods. This is just all mod. I just brought the bit of land and just started placing it. And this is how it came out. And then obviously we got the open pasture at the back, which stretches out quite a way. I placed a few extra trees along the road to sort of seclude it a little bit. Our pasture will hold, I think, 61? 67. When I first put it down, the grass bit didn't look right, so I just painted it so I could take the screenshots. So I've replaced it, so we've actually got a grass meadow, because I don't think they eat the painted grass. A bale of grass has gone in here. I'm not sure. So the cow pasture, yeah, it's just got the grass for now. I know there were issues with pasture and grazing and feeding and grass and stuff, so I don't really know if that. I can't remember. I read all the patch notes for the update, but there were so many, like 150 or something. So I can't remember them all. It's not too tight. Root remove still looks full. Yeah, that's sort of what I went for, because I do like the tight farms, but I didn't want to give it, because if I was just going to be chilling on this, I didn't want to give myself too much of a challenge. I just chucked coffee all over my other desk. Just clean that up. There we go. I tried several times to make my own farm, but I struggle with the landscaping tool. This was one of the flattest fields I could, or flattest fields in the shape that I wanted. This was pretty sharp, pretty flat. I haven't had to reshape any of it. I suck with the landscaping tool. It would have been nice to have a little elevation maybe somewhere and done, but yeah, keeping it easy is the main thing for me. With this area all, was this area all level? I wish someone could bring it out. It was. This is all as it was. Like I said, for those that have, I don't know, we're just here on whatever this field was. So that was a pretty flat field. I think I came in that had carrots or parsnips or something in it. It was pretty flat. Yeah, it can be tough. So, actually, I walked over there. I was gonna see if they needed feeding. I know they've got feed down there. I can't remember if there's more mix in here for them. I don't think they really need the TMR, but they'll be fine. Still have room to add stuff, that's key. I could squeeze a little bit extra. Oh, that was it, yeah, I have got... I forgot. Round the back of one of my sheds, Now, from what I gather, these aren't really all that profitable, but it doesn't really matter. It's for fun. We've got our own dairy unit, working off the back of this being the dairy shed sort of thing. This is where we turn our milk. Going to carry on with what I'm working on. I'll listen in the background. Mate, I appreciate you coming by. I appreciate you saying hello. If you keep us on, you keep us on. If you don't, you don't. You have a pleasant evening, my man. You do your thing. You know that. People come and go. I don't fuss too much over that. You know that. The guys that have followed me for a while know that I'm used to talking to myself. I think that was one of the advantages of sort of doing recorded content for a year before even for longer than a year. Probably doing recorded content for a year and a half before I even attempted like my first stream. So I was already used to just talking to my monitor, regardless of anyone talking back in chat or anything. I don't think that's a bad way to go. So yeah, to anyone that wants to get into streaming or content creation, whatever you want to call it, I would definitely recommend just making a few videos first, get used to talking to yourself. For me, it's still a weird thing when recording to sort of even just do it when playing to audibilize your thoughts. I just think it's really weird. Right, let's go and check on our field, shall we? Let's see if there's some jobs for us to do. I should imagine this one wants, yeah, harvesting. So we could go and get a little harvesting and do some straw baling, because the bales that I've got I brought brought over too. Me too, lol. Yeah, but it does make it a little bit easier to just sort of chat sometimes to yourself. Excuse me, I've got such a tickle today. Right, so let's have a little butchers. Is there anything on sale that we could want? We possibly want that. I think that's a pretty good price, actually. Just remember, need to keep purchasing the twine for these things as well. Yeah, I want to buy that. We'll have that. We'll come and collect it later, probably. But I prefer to do my straw bales as square bales, and my sort of hay and my silage bales round. I'll stay in there. And we want a harvester. And we just want a little one, because we're doing little British styly farming. So I think, I mean, it's not really that small, 8,000 litres. I don't want that. Everything's now 8.6. What I'm waiting for is the the Dominator pack. Love me the little Dominators. I know quite a few people who absolutely hate the Dominators and that pack of small harvesters, but I really like it. We might go for the class, I think. Not too worried about license plates. I mean, we'll probably only lease it, actually. We'll just lease it. Because we'll have that, and I think the sorghum as well. So we'll lease this one. Right, 6.2 meters. I always struggle when picking a header. I always end up getting one that's too big or too small. Now, if I, from there, well, it'll give me it. There we go. That's what I want. I don't hardly see anyone use Fent. I think a lot of it is because there's only ever really like one real Fent harvester there. The same as like we don't get the Deutz harvesters anymore, and people don't, especially the more modern ones, the newer ones. Not, you know, we never see them. I think I'm sure in 17 we had a more modern Deutz harvester, and I think it got modded and brought through for 19. In 15 we definitely had one, but now it's just like the older Deutzes. But yeah, we don't see the fence very much. It's a shame because like for so long, like it was Deutz, Case, New Holland, and Fent sort of were the brands in the game. Who the hell is like? I don't know. Some reprobate just turns up in there, mate. Hope you're well, MS. You sent me the update to the cattle barn just as I'd hit go live, so I'm still running the old one, but I have sort of pointed out the small issues and like people can ignore them, and they have been fixed. I've got a bolt that's just sitting in the middle of my farm, but it's not really an issue. We have a troll, MS Modern, yeah. Come in here. Causing trouble already. Just lift that up. Yeah, there'll be another coming. Oh. Yeah, I haven't put that one in that you just sent yet. Good, I'm glad you're well, buddy. I was just going to play with them on my own privately, and I thought, you know what, we'll hit stream. We'll see if anyone turns up. I was saying earlier on, I was talking to Rod about the about obviously your mods and the mods that he's sort of let me have a little look at. And I was saying I could get the first British dairy farm up and running before Carlson comes out. And he was like, yeah, why not? Just do it. So yeah, why not? We've done it. A few sheds, some lovely cattle sheds, and his clamp, and we're up and running. Not sure if I want to know where that one's going. My wheel's a bit loose this evening. I might have to tighten that up because I can live with it for a short while, but then eventually that really bugs me out. There we go. That's tightened up. Jen, good evening. Hope you're well. Thanks for joining us. Hope you've had a pleasant day, my dear. Here come the barge. One day that'll be full of our grains and maybe some of our cattle. I've got sort of a cattle rotation in mind with my farm. Because all the ones that are out grazing won't come into milk. I'm thinking I might, once they come of age, I'll keep half, and then the other half will go off to milk. Is that my meadow as well up there? No, it's just land. Just over 24-hour flu, but I'm better now. How are you? I'm still getting over being ill from like over a week ago. It just will not budge. I just can't get rid of it, and I don't know why. Well over 12 days ago. I do need to purchase a grain trailer as well for the farm. We've not got any fancy British ones of them yet, not that I've seen. Crofter, evening all, evening Crofter, hope you're well, thanks for joining us. Hope you're good. If anyone comes in late and asks why this is called British Dairy Farming, by all means feel free to ask, and we'll head back to the farm and have a look at the mods again. But I'm always pretty chilled with what we do on stream. We're never too deep into anything that we can't just go and have a look at stuff. Unfold myself first. That'll help. Tonight's special is Mr. Farquhar. Served pretty raw as well. Right. Just going to cut in a little bit. It's not that big of a field, to be fair, but don't want to be driving around in a crop too much. That's 1 point for the sign. Doing all right. Turn the swap on. We shouldn't really need the GPS for this. I think we'll be fine. Sometimes the GPS is good. I really like the GPS. But sometimes it forces me to farm a way that I'm not comfortable with. RIP sign, indeed. RIP the sign. I did well to avoid it on the way in. It was never going to survive me backing up and turning the harvester around as well. Seems we got. I wonder if that shed is part of our land as well. I've mapped M to bring up my map because obviously I play a lot of other types of games and M is always mapped, but it doesn't work if I'm inside the harvester. Why can I not? Yes, that is mine. All the way up there. Okay. So I should be able to sell that, shouldn't I? We do have the auto on off running for a bit. I'm getting my keyboard and mouse tomorrow. Just need my PC, which fingers crossed should get next week. Nice. And then you'll be set. Ah, see, when you said you were going to start streaming and doing, I did wonder if you were going to do it off your PlayStation, but you're going PC. Nice. Going the whole hog. And I wanted to ask as well, what were you gonna, or what were you planning on streaming? Were you just gonna do, because I know you do the farming and you do the trucking, but you play a lot of other games as well. Were you gonna go for a sort of bit of a variety of content? I was just sort of going off your stream name as well, your channel. Can do PC and PlayStation, but mainly PC. Fair enough. Not wrong in that. It's so easy to stream on YouTube from the PlayStation. So I mean, it just makes sense, doesn't it? It's so easy to do it. I think with Xbox, the integration is a little better with Twitch. It's a pain in the arse to stream on YouTube from Xbox. But you still, I think to stream on YouTube, you still need a PC or a laptop. Because I'm thinking about getting my variety channel back up and running again. Starting over. Like I keep saying, hopefully we don't have to start over with this one. I'm also wondering if starting over again wouldn't be a bad thing for this channel. This sounds awful, but I've got so many people that are subscribed that haven't watched the video for so long that it just really hurts the channel when I put out new content, because YouTube still sees it as your subscribers aren't watching your content. Yeah, variety. I love survival, so Medieval Dynasty, Green Hell and others. I like Forest, Resident Evil, Silent Hill, but I will do farming, Sims references. Nice. I like that. That is a good selection. My good friend Mr. Table, who's sometimes in the Discord, he's sometimes in a stream as well. He does a wide variety of stuff. A lot of sim stuff, survival stuff. So yeah, I like all that. Like I tried to do it here, bringing in the other content, but the audience was already so farm sim based that it just doesn't work. I've tried to shoehorn it so many times. I think if you start off variety and can keep it going, then you're alright. It's when you get pegged into a niche and have a niche audience for one game that it's really hard to branch out. I was thinking if I do the variety channel route again, I might work at like a poor man's Co-Carnage. I don't know if anyone watches Co-Carnage, but he streams on Twitch. He does sometimes stream on YouTube, but he streams on Twitch, but then releases the stream in like 20-minute segments. I mean, he will. Obviously, he's got quite a big team that works with him. Co-Carnage is massive. So yeah, so he has a team that are releasing, as he's going live on Twitch, they're releasing every 30 minutes, the last 30 minutes of the stream. Whereas I was thinking I might stream variety content if I can every weekend on Twitch, and then try and edit that stream and then release it on that channel throughout the week, rather than because I can't release it while I'm live. I can't do that. You have to have a team of people that are got access to your content and can edit it for you. So yeah, any big farm sim channels that are watching that don't know about this man, go check him out and figure out how he does it. If you're a big channel and you've got a big team, something to look into, because he also then, it's mad, like he releases the 20-30 minute videos whilst live every 30 minutes, and then once the stream is done, the whole stream VOD gets put up on YouTube as well, so you can watch it in all the formats you wish. Obviously, you know, it's easier to do when you've got, you know, 1 million followers. Yeah, something I'm sort of thinking about. just because I want a way of clearing my back catalogue and playing new games, because there's so many. Right, let's get the pipe out. Although I think I have the auto stop mod, so we would stop anyway. But we do need to go and find ourselves a wee trailer. I think now that I've sorted the wheel out, I'm also going to... Oh, didn't mean to press save. We'll just have a quick save. I don't tend to save while streaming. I'm going to turn... Yeah. I mean, that might still turn the engine off just because I get so far away from it. Right, so if you jump in the John Deere, and then we'll go find ourselves a little trailer. Just to hop my little wall. Oh, I hate that we float when we jump. It's not even a big issue, it's just a little one, but it just annoys me. Just remember where I put the... I haven't used it since I mapped it, because I got fed up with the flashing start engine first. In 22, I always ran the mod where I could start the engine by putting my foot on the accelerator, so it was the engine didn't start automatically, but if I put my foot on the accelerator, we'd start pulling away. It's the little quality of life mods that I miss. Those sort of ones. Get rid of that. But we can speed up time, not too quick, because I didn't waste half a day, but I spent half a day obviously building the farm, because I'm not very quick. Sometimes you get a school bus down here, so you have to be careful when I pull out. I think now we've got a farm here, we might have to trim that tree back a bit so I can see oncoming traffic better. If not, there will be accidents. And as Rusty pointed out to me today, I'm back to putting out too much content again. The trucking is back a little bit. Obviously SnowRunner is always there, but what I wanted to do, I wanted to jump on ETS and do some more Conquering Britain, but it is a big update and Pro Mods isn't ready, so I didn't do that. So I jumped on ATS because I do have a live stream. I'm going to mix that for a live stream come recording series as well on ATS. So I did some ATS the other day, and my flight sim series started today. I was going to wait until New Year before I started flight sim, but I figured sort of the interest in the game will have really died off by then, unfortunately. I mean, the game's already over a week old, isn't it? It's already starting to wean. But I started that, so that went out today. So if you're interested in watching me more than likely crash planes while I try and learn how to fly planes, yeah, I've got a digital farmer to digital pilot series up and running. Check that out. Check it out. That's what we say. Right, we don't want a manure spreader. We want, and I'll probably go with the Karat, most likely. Although I do like the Power 2, but I think that's a bit much for me at the minute. Whereas I think just the small version will be fine. If we need to, the shop's only up the road, we can soon can soon come and alter that and buy the extension, but I think that'll be plenty for us. And we'll buy that. Yeah, I always like trailers. Like my mod folder always had about a billion trailers in it. So I'm looking forward to seeing some more trailers come along. Some Baileys, some Red Rock, some Wilson trailers, some Swift trailers, that sort of thing. But this is the class Karat 140 TD by don't get it right, I've said his name so many times now. Is it oh, I can't remember. I want to say Dino93, but it's not Dino. Yeah, nice conversion, brought it through from the previous game. I think that looks like that's how we're going to get all the bits that are missing from the previous release. Is that the modders are going to bring them through quicker than Giants can. Sorry, had food delivery? You should be sorry because you haven't asked me what I wanted. I have been aching. I've been literally aching for some fried chicken. Like, it's something that we don't really have because my missus is celiac, so she can't eat it. The boys aren't going to eat chicken off a bone. Well, one of them would now, but you know. The eldest boy wouldn't. That would be a big thing for him. Oh, me on a bone. So we don't have it. And I think it must have been 3 or 4 days ago. It was probably an advert. I always like to claim that advertising doesn't work on me, but no doubt it was an advert. And then later that day, I was thinking, oh, I could really do with some fried chicken, like proper KFC chicken. And I even went to the point of installing the KFC app and thought I could order some and just get it delivered. Oh, I love fried chicken. We really don't eat it. Oh, that's it. We've got some little chicken balls for the youngest boy. They're like Southern Fried Bites or something they are that you have for lunch. And I think I'd been picking at them whilst giving him his lunch. And then I was like, oh, I could really eat some proper fried chicken. a big fat boy bucket. That's what I want. Not some cheap knockoff. I want the raw proper stuff. And a big bucket's worth. So I just gorge on the grease all day. That's kind of how your days go as a stay-at-home dad. That's a lot of what I think about. Do you trust Casey? I've had some, mate, I don't care. It tastes good. They could fry me a rat, I'd eat it. If it's got Colonel's secret recipe on it, it's going to taste good. I will eat it. I watch I'm a Celebrity. Those guys eat a lot worse. But yeah, I don't care what they say. I mean, you know, there was the whole horse in our Tesco's mince went there for a few years. People worried about that. Not fussed. I'm pretty sure they used to say that McDonald's put cotton in their burgers to make their buns fluffy. They obviously don't do that anymore. I haven't had fluffy McDonald's bun for decades. I think McDonald's burger wouldn't come out of the box any flatter if you drove over it. I watched that girl eat a water spider. What, the other night when she ate 2 of them together, or a couple of, or the other week when I forget her name. There's Talisa's in there, isn't she? She did. She had a nasty food challenge the other day. It was it was awful, and she knocked it out of the park. It's not a show that I watch a lot. Like, well, to be fair, this is the first time I've ever really watched it. Normally, I watch the first 3 episodes, decide I don't like anyone, and I don't watch it anymore because I couldn't really care less. But this bunch of celebrities, you know, I quite like them. I don't care that I don't know who some of them are. That doesn't matter. The people seem to be really genuine. Plus, as my missus likes to point out, it's because my girlfriend's on it, Oti Mabusi. I love me a bit of Oti Mabusi. Don't watch on a celeb. That's fair enough. A lot of people. Again, I'm a sucker. I spent the last, previous 6-7 weeks watching Big Brother. Some of the classic reality TV I still watch. Newer stuff I don't. When I said about me watching Big Brother, I can't remember where it was on Facebook or on Discord, and someone said, don't worry, it was only a year or 2 ago that I stopped watching Love Island. So, well, I've only ever watched that once, and that was sort of when me and the missus first started dating, and it was just awful thing. Fern McCann, I don't know. Fern McCann. I don't watch only Netflix Prime and YouTube. Well, that's it. Yeah, I mainly watch the binge stuff. That's how I prefer to watch my TV. Sports, and yeah, and Big Brother is pretty much it. So we watch on telly. That's what we pay our TV license. And most of the sports I watch on naughty streams online because I refuse to pay exuberant prices for it. Yes, hello Mr. Farquhar, how are you? Hey Rod the Mod! Hello my man, I am well. We've had a little look at the bunker. I'm not sure how long the stream will be, but we might go and cut some grass and see if we can get it in there. We've been had a look at MS Modern's sheds, his calf barn and his cattle barn. Everything's all in and running nicely. Been told I need to watch From. I will get round to it. I just finished watching Alex Cross, and I'm sort of halfway through watching the 2nd season of why has my brain gone blank? What was I saying I was watching the other day, guys? Why is my brain gone? But honestly, the dementia's kicking in. Ooh, be nice to have a look at the shed. We'll head over, mate. I'll just get to the end of my row. That's fine. I'm always happy to come back. Oh, yeah, it was nearly there. I was thinking about something else and it was nearly there. Just across the way, sir. Just across the way. Reacher. There we go. Everyone's having their own little chat. The word I was looking for was Reacher. Halfway through watching Season 2 of Reacher at the minute. I binged like Season 1 in 2 days. And now I'm pacing out Season 2. But I think Season 3 is on its way. So, for Rod the Mod, this is a little tour of my little British farm so we can have a little say. Seeing your screenshots, yeah, it's not the same, is it, though, eh? Let's go in. We can walk in from the door. Walk in from the door. Obviously, these are just base game stuff. But there wasn't really a big, old-looking shed that I wanted to work for. So I got this and I just stuck it side by side. So we've got 2 of these little storage areas. I'm thinking I could stick something in there, some vehicles or some crops or what have you. Come join the Mr. Farquhar Gaming Network Discord. You should, if you're not already. Come join the Discord. A great bunch of guys and girls in there. Really sociable, really nice, polite, really helpful people. So yeah, we've got Lance's shed for the big machines at the minute. I do have one of the old red sheds because I really like this old red shed pack. There's something about this old shed pack. So I had to stick one of them on the back. So it's like a leftover part of the old American farm that may have been here before we brought it and built our British sheds. So we got the main cattle barn for what will be our milkers. They're in here. These ladies will be milking and producing more cow. Oh, I need to get some straw in there and some more cows for calves for us. So they'll be milking, they'll be calved. This is our little bit that's being fixed. I've then got my my grazing cows that are out while they grow until they reach an age that they can rear and milk. Then they'll stay out there. And then this is the new one that we've not made a video on because it's got a few little fixes that have been sent over. As I said, MS sent me the update of this with the fixes just as I hit go live, so I haven't stopped the save and swapped the shed over yet, but it's coming. So then as this is absolutely lovely. I like it. In the way that it is, I know it's not, but in the way that it is, it reminds me of the little sheds. And it may be, yeah, I don't know. I didn't ask. It may be based on a similar sort of style to that, but to the sheds that Clarkson keeps his animals in when he rotates them, whatever it is he's having that year. Yeah. So with the way that you can set it up and move it around, open the different doors and resize it and what have you. You know, it's very similar, other than obviously the drive-through front with the external gates on, similar to what FS Landscaping built for his Clarksons, or for, yeah, we'll call it his Clarkson, for his Chipping Norton map, with the carven bay and then the sort of this little storage area and whatnot down here. But yes, we've got our little calves in here. We've already got 7. We have 7 calves. Once they're bigger, they'll go out there. These ladies will give us some calves. We'll put them in there, and that'll be how it works. The floor is terrain decal as well. This floor or this? Where are we asking there? What the gaming? You two go chat your compare notes on your favorite TV program. That's fine. It's all good. You can chat about it in there. YouTube loves interaction. You can chat about something that's nothing to do with the stream, and YouTube just thinks it's good. So you do that. I'm all for that. But yeah, what are we asking about for the terrain decal? This is that like the slabs? Is that what you're saying? That might be what you're saying. Calf shed. Because there is the painted slab. We can have a look. I haven't seen paint it back. That's not a problem. Which one? We got concrete. It's concrete, isn't it? I don't know. Cobblestone, flagstone, concrete. Unless it's one that's not selectable. I don't have that as a decal. Have we lost some? I'm sure there were more. I swear we had, when I did my Hutan Pan Thai, we had more than that. I'm sure of it. Oh, you're gone incognito, have you? Okay, fair enough. Sorry. Let's have a bit of mud back. So let me. I thought there was someone else asking me an actual. Well, someone's asking me a real question, mate. The floor is terrain decal as well. Okay. Yeah. This is for when you're sneaking about. There was me thinking someone was asking me to show something, and you were telling me something. Yeah. Yeah, going back to Rod was saying, the custom I like the custom pastures. I mean, I'm not a big fan of this. It is a shame that we can't work a gate in so we can get in there. That would be nice, but is what it is. Like how did we get the cow? I guess we lift that up, don't you? You lift that up and that's your gate. You put it down, that's what stops them from getting through. I've answered my own question. How do we get them in and out? We did it that way. You get 2 subs out of me, awesome. Plus, clearly you watch on both accounts, so that's cool. I'll take that. I'll take that. By all means, if anyone else wants to double sub off 2 active accounts, if you've got 2, feel free. Feel free. Let me know, because I have 2 as well. And you can get 2 back. If that's your thing. And you'll probably get views even if I don't put one there, because my son uses my second account for his YouTube viewing, so then I can keep track of it. And yeah, that'll just roll into content that's on the sub list. Hopefully the bunker fits it. Oh, we didn't go. Sorry, mate. We didn't go and look at your bunker. Oh, you asked about the sheds. There we go. The bunker's round the back. It's in here, mate. It's in. There it is. I put some lights on it so I could see in the dark. But yeah, it's round the back. I've got a manure pit beside it. And this is your bunker, buddy. It's in. We had a look. It's cool. I've just subbed from my other channel, my bad. Oh dear. But yeah, you say it fits in lovely, mate. It fits in lovely. And then I don't really do RP, but we're RPing. But this is like my milking shed because I've put the little dairy production site there. But yeah, it's down. We're going to try and get some grass and fill it maybe later. We'll see how late the stream goes. Weird seeing it in someone else's game. Yeah, how'd you get that? So weird. Maybe a little sense of pride. There, it's there. It works. It's good. It's awesome. You guys should be proud of the stuff you do as well, by the way. I know it's just a game and it's just 3D modeling, but you know, you guys, it's not easy. It's not easy. Anyone that builds their stuff from scratch and is in Blender or Maya and doing their textures and making stuff, it's not easy. If it was easy, everyone would be putting out high quality content. It's not easy. Looking forward to seeing what else you do, mate. for me personally, and probably for many other British digital farmers, we can't have enough people making nice British mods, whether it be sheds, barns, some sort of pasture, the pits, the machinery, the vehicles. Because the American audience generally feels the same. So you can never have enough. You can never have enough of the nice orange Alice Chalmers, which I'm looking forward to seeing Pleasant View Farms bring over. Hopefully he does. Tired Iron does some great American mods as well. There's a lot of John Deere ones, that old stuff. Pleasant View as well made some nice American style calf barns. Little stalls, they were pretty cool. I find more joy in making stuff than playing the game. Well, that's because you're good at it, mate, and it's just your hobby. It's the thing that you get into, isn't it? And there's nothing wrong in that. I think these days most modders that are making the good stuff are not really playing the game, are they? It's not very often that you see them, because modding and making good mods takes time. Would you suggest liquid coolant or air coolant? Liquid. If you're dubious about an all-liquid coolant system, an all-in-one is perfectly acceptable as well. I don't know nothing about maintaining liquid cooling and pumps and all that. So I went all in one. A lot of people do. I think a lot of the like the proper liquid cooling is set up with pumps and reservoirs and stuff. That's for people that like to build PCs and sort of show off their rigs, show off their cooling networks and their routes and how well they get their angles and stuff like that. And again, that's all perfectly fine. If I should think, again, it comes down to hobbies, doesn't it? Some people think, well, what's that? Who cares? Who cares what someone else's PC looks like? Who cares what... But if you're into PCs, it's the same as people that are into cars. If you're into it, you're into it. If you're into modding, then you're into modding. FrostFlow? FrostFlow is fine. When I got mine, like, I wasn't entirely sure if a quadruple fan was going to fit, so I got a triple, but I wish I'd got a quadruple fan because it's big enough on the top. Who doesn't want more cooling? You can never have cooling is like RAM. You can never have enough of it. The more cooling, the better. The more RAM, the better. Oh, train. Big train. It's not, it's only a little one. My GPU's keeping me back now. CPU and RAM is fine. That's what we were saying in the Discord, and it's always the way. Then you'll step up the next bit, and it's just a constant growing thing. But that's the fun of PCs. The one I'm looking at is 4060 Ti and FrostFlow. That'll be fine. Absolutely fine. Right, dump me wheat. Probably go RX 6700. I've said many times. I don't know the equivalence of the AMDs to the Nvidia cards. I don't know any of the AMD stuff really. As much as I got ridiculed for it a little bit the other day, I'm an Intel guy. Intel and Nvidia. That's the combination I tend to go with. It's never done me wrong, so I just sort of stick with it. But people will start brand wars over anything these days, apparently. If you think, and I do, I'm one of these people, if you think that people that argue over Xbox over PlayStation are silly online, then yeah, how silly must it be when PC gamers argue over which storefront is best and where they buy their games from, and what graphics card or CPU brand or whatever, or even your RAM. My gaming laptop is Intel, has served me well. Yeah, my laptops were always Intel as well. PCs have always been Intel. My laptops always were. But it can be, it can be a lot of things. Sometimes all you need is one bad experience with a particular product, and you're like, never again. And that's allowed as well. That is perfectly fine. I was Intel years back, but AMD I find his processors better. It may well do. I think you often hear that AMD works better. AMD is for the gamers sort of thing. My i9 does me well for gaming and for video processing and rendering and stuff like that. So that's why I went with an i9 and not an i7 or an i5, because if you're just gaming, you don't need an i9. If only the i9, although it has more threads, I think it runs, its hertz is slower and lower, so, but it'll do other things for me. So I think you said yours is 4, did you say yours was like 4.2 or 4.6? Whereas I think my CPU is like 3.6 or 3.8. As long as it runs, I don't mind. I had a lot of blue screens with the Intel in the end. Yeah. And that can be down to a multitude of things, though, can't it? That's the thing is with PCs, it can be down to a multitude of things. The NVIDIA control panel is good now with the studio drivers, which I'm going to try. Yeah. I think at the minute NVIDIA are offering quite a lot, I think, with their cards. How I capture myself here. I use NVIDIA Broadcaster. This is what I was saying about last stream. Like after I'd done an update, I couldn't get my broadcasters to work very well. But I use the NVIDIA Broadcaster, so I capture through my obviously my camera. My camera runs through the broadcast, so then I put my broadcaster on to OBS. I can change this out. And now you pop a little farm background on in the background now. We can just switch that out. Or we can just jump it to a blurred. There's a mess behind there. That's why I stopped having my background in and then went for the remove. But I like what the NVIDIA Broadcaster offers for that. I don't use it for anything else. I don't use it to actually do streaming with or anything like that. And there's all the other stuff that's in the video experience stuff or whatever that is. You can add filters and overlays in game and whatnot with it. You can use it to record and broadcast with through that as well, can't you? 42 hertz, but I say 42 boost to 4.6. Luke Gaming, hi, Luke Gaming, good evening. A pleasure to have you. Hope you're well. Now let's just check. I think so. It's not ready to harvest yet, but it will be ready to harvest tomorrow, won't it? Now, I hate to be, I don't hate to be a moany grumbly git, but Luke didn't post a link. He said hi. Yeah, they changed here so that they were sorted alphabetical, right? So all the fruits are at the top, all your crops are at the top, then everything else on its own. That was in the update, okay? But in doing that, it's moved this alphabetical rather than having like your grain crops and then your root crops and then your veggie crops and then your crops you don't do, your sugar cane and your cotton, and then it had new crops and then your grasses. Now because it's gone alphabetical, I don't know where I'm looking for stuff because it used to just be so easy. Eventually it'll get easy. It's changed and we don't like change. Oh, sorghum's not going to be... Oh, it will be ready soon. Yeah, probably next month then. So I might keep this on the farm for a night. I am running, I forget what it's called. Is it like enhanced leasing model or something? So, excuse me. So the initial payment works as a deposit, and then they deduct, obviously, the time that you have it, and then any wear or any repair is then deducted when you return it. I'll probably try and stream at 12 AM. Oh, mate, you always go live as I go to bed. These days I've stopped staying up past 12 because I'm getting old. And yeah, so normally, like, we exchange our very last messages in the evening, Rod. We exchange them just as I'm getting into bed, and then just as I'm in the bed, I get the notification that you've gone live. It's too late. I have to go to sleep. Folks, that right there is a beautiful man, isn't it? Just hey Lynn, I appreciate you, buddy. What's the swath distance on? It's on the length of that header. That header was 6.1, so they're like 6 meters apart. Honestly, it's the only time I have to do anything, and then I go to work. Mate, I totally understand. Totally understand. I didn't used to start doing anything, and I didn't when I was streaming then. But I didn't used to start doing any recording until sometimes 8, 9 o'clock. And then eventually, sometimes I got to like 10. I'd start doing my recording and editing, and I'd be up until like I didn't work, but I'd be up until like 3 in the morning. And then like, the boy was still young. The eldest boy was still young, and like I'd be up with him when the missus went to work. So I'd be up at 6, 7. Squeeze if you want to do it. I think you squeeze it in where you can. When there's things you want to do, you will make that time. And I know not everyone can do that. I do know that. It's so very arrogant to say if you want to do it, you can do it. Not everyone can. They can't. My missus loves doing her YouTube stuff. She loves making her videos. Her work is exhausting, and her own mental and physical things that she have are completely exhausting. She couldn't finish work, help get them boys to bed, have a bath, and then stream for like 3 hours, and then get up for work at 5:30. That'd probably kill her. Someone else, you know, they can't do that. Whereas if I'm tired tomorrow, not necessarily tomorrow, the eldest boy's school is closed for a few days because they've sprung a leak. But normally, like if I'm up until gone midnight doing whatever for me, if I'm tired tomorrow when the missus has gone to work and when the eldest boy's at school, the only thing I've got to deal with is a 1-year-old. And if I'm that tired, when you have a nap, I can shut my eyes. Like it's not the hard life. Actually, I might keep this trailer down here. So for me, it's easy. Until he can entertain himself, though, I can't do no editing during the day. Whereas with the eldest boy, we only had the eldest boy when I started doing the YouTube thing. With the eldest boy, I used to be able to just plonk him on the floor next to me with some toys, and he'd entertain himself. Just sort of sat beside me or off where we lived before. We were in the same room, and he'd do that. Whereas, like, well, for starters, now my PC's upstairs, and even if I bring the little man upstairs and put him in the bedroom with all the toys and BBs on the telly and stuff like that, put the safety gate on, he's within minutes he's like climbing on the windowsill and trying to throw himself off across the room or something. Like he's mental. Whereas the eldest boy wasn't like that, because, you know, he's got his own little things going on, bless him. Whereas he used to like to just sit and put his bricks in order and put his cars in order and his everything. He liked to put stuff in order. The youngest one, he likes to get out and destroy everything. Sorry, I was chatting away there. Oh, my view distance. We are... I'm not sure if we can get to... Do we see that from here? Everything's at max anyway, yeah. Everything's at max. Whatever it'll allow. I haven't changed it in the game XML. So everything's at 200. They should have added finance. Higher purchase, yes. Yeah, definitely. That was a great... Again, another great mod. Another little quality of life mod that just made the difference. Like, yeah. Because then it sort of took away the notion that people seem to have, whereas, oh, leasing is just throwing away money. If you had the lease to purchase mod, you're just buying it. He's buying it slowly. Yeah. Used to farm so can run on no sleep. Wake up 5:30, work from 6:30 till 5, then kids, and then some days second job till 10, 11, and 11 2 a.m. is my game time, and repeat. Yeah, I need a minimum 8 hours. 8 hours, otherwise I'm cranky. Yeah, again, that's not necessarily because she'll be cranky, but my missus won't function. She goes to bed when the boys go to bed normally. I mean, lately she's been going to bed a bit later, but I think meds probably need a little bit of adjustment for that. But yeah, if she could, she'd go to bed at 8 o'clock and not wake up till lunch. But yeah, she'll happily go to bed at 8 to get up at 6 tomorrow morning. Has your lad played FS25? He hasn't. His console is a Xbox One. He's got a 1S. He's 4. He doesn't need a series console. He plays FS22, plays FS19. He's more into his Minecraft and Roblox at the minute. He's getting pretty good on Minecraft. We were talking about this the other stream. But yeah, he's getting pretty good at his Minecraft at the minute, so that's his thing, that's his jam, so that's what he does. I can't remember the last time I slept I can't remember the last time I slept 4 straight hours. To be fair, if we're including the amount of times you have to get up for a pee, I can't remember the last time I slept for an hour. Some nights I spend more time in the bathroom than in bed. It does my head in. It does my head in. Like, why do I even bother going to bed? I should just take a blanket and a pillow and sleep on the toilet. I don't know what happened to me. I don't know why my body's so incapable of not going through the night. I can go all day without going to the bathroom. Want to go to sleep? Hell no. Is he autistic at all? My boy, he is, yeah. He is. We were going through the process of getting the official diagnoses, but school put a bit of a spanner in the works because they say that they have no trouble with them at school, and you can't get an official diagnosis sorted without school's input. But the problems that he have aren't necessarily when he's at school, they're when he's at home, because he holds it all in when he's at school, and then when he comes home he has a fucking meltdown for hours. It's like, and that's pretty normal for children on the spectrum. It's just mental. So we have to restart all that again at the minute. But like one of his big things is food. Food is just like a massive challenge for him. Like, he is, considering he's like my son, I'm 6'3" and probably weigh about 270 pounds, if not more, and like, he's frightfully skinny. And then if you compare him to our other boy, who's only now 18 months, our 18-month-old is in 3 years old clothes, and sometimes wears his big brother's clothes, but he can't be asked to go and get something different, and they don't look small on him. Our eldest is 5 in March, and his clothes fall off him because there's just nothing on him. He's really tall, because both me and his mum are tall. And there's just nothing on it. It's just bones. It's just it upsets me that to the point that it makes me angry about it. I'm so angry about it. Like, getting help for it is just so infuriating. Like, proper infuriating. My wife is cranky if she doesn't get 12 hours sleep. She considers 6 hours a nap. Oh man, 6 hours sleep. 6 hours is mental. If I sleep for more than, yeah, that's it. If you sleep for more than 4 or 6 hours, surrenders. Yeah, brain fog. That's what I like. We did have a day. I think Mrs. got up early with the boys, and I slept in. And I think that was the first time I've slept in forever. And then all day I just kept saying that I had brain fog. I couldn't think. I couldn't concentrate. Couldn't do anything. Like, what was the point in having the lay-in and having those I think it was like an extra hour and a half sleep, and all day my brain was just foggy. Like, I just couldn't concentrate on anything or do anything. If it takes me longer than 3 minutes to pee, I'm up the rest of the night. If it's like 4 in the morning, sometimes I just sort of creep in here rather than back into bed. I ain't gonna lie. ITUN Itten, thank you for the subscribe. Appreciate that. If you're doing that while in the stream, I appreciate that. If you're doing it off some other content, and even awesome. I am kind of hoping I can get a little bit of the flight sim audience if I put out some flight sim videos this week. I've got another one already planned, so hopefully we can get a bit more with that. I've really been enjoying flight sim lately. Really been enjoying it. Now, I brought this with the net in, so hopefully this will be fine. My eldest is the same, but we need to wait 5 years after being put. Oh, it's horrendous. We're going through help with school, etc. Sounds like my house, so you know the feel. Oh, dude. It's like my partner's on the spectrum. Autistic, and is awaiting an official diagnosis of ADD as well, and she has bipolar, so there's a lot going on there anyway. And then you sort of add him into the mix, and like I always say to people when we have different people come to the house and stuff, what makes it harder is because it's a spectrum. Although they're both on the spectrum, they're not anything alike. Their triggers aren't the same. The things they need aren't the same, and you know, sod's law. What triggers one doesn't trigger the other, but what they like to do or what they're comforted by maybe gets the other. So sometimes there's just the youngest is just in one room destroying things. The eldest is having a meltdown. I'm losing my shit in one room, and my missus is just shut down somewhere in a book or on her phone. I tell people I never paint the perfect picture of family home life. It's very real. Our family is very real. I'm assuming very picky eater. Our boy will only eat similar foods all the time. Everything's slightly out of what he wants to. And we have a day of it. Yeah, we just can't. Sometimes we can't even get him to eat what he likes to eat. Like just you know, we sort of gave him for a while, and he spent like a couple of months, if not longer, living off eating macaroni and cheese or mac and cheese every day, and like people saying, oh, that's all right, mac and cheese is good, that's healthy. I was like, oh no, he only eats the pre-done mini portions. You get little microwave pots for babies, like for 12-month-old babies. That was all he would eat from the age of, you know, 3. And still now, if we said mac and cheese every day, that's what he'd want. If we try and change it so it's like a more adult form of mac and cheese, a little bit more sustenance to it, and maybe a little something extra in it. It's not interested. It needs to be that mac and cheese. Sometimes we'll pile in about half a pound of cheese, extra cheese with it, so there's a bit more something to it. But like some days, like I tend to we try and ask him what he wants, and then we try and work that in, so that's what we're eating. Obviously, my missus wants certain foods as well, and I'd like to have the odd meal that I like, although I'm not too fussed with food, to be honest, these days. I'll just eat whatever there is. I eat for sustenance, not pleasure. That's always been my thing. And yeah, so like we'll do sausages, and we'll have sausage. He likes mash, some sausages and mash, or whatever and mash. We have mash with so many meals, and like I absolutely despise mashed potato. It makes me want to physically vomit. But to try and show him that he should try and eat some of the things he tells us he doesn't like, I always have mashed potato when I have mashed potato, and I hate it. I don't really like potato. I think we discussed this the other day as well. I don't like potato in any form, just be crisps. But yeah, it's really difficult, and like even with stuff that he does like, hours to eat it. I'm heading off. Take care, everyone. Appreciate you coming by, Jen, as always. You have a pleasant evening, my dear. And for those that don't know, soon Jen is going to start streaming or content creation, and we will all be getting behind her to support her. She's going to be a bit of a variety streamer, a bit of a variety gamer. But if there's anything there that you like, please come by and support her. She's been a big part of this community for a while now, and we always try and return the favour where we can. Firm believer there's enough space for all of us. I love that the enhanced round baler mod came in nice and early as well, because I love me some baling, but if I don't have to worry about stopping and missing parts, I love it even more with a round baler. And I was supposed to do this with square bales, I forgot, but never mind. I was busy chatting. I was chatting real stuff, I forgot what I was doing in the virtual stuff. How did golf go at the weekend, Lynn? In the cold? In the cold and the wet, no doubt. How was golf? My motor racing was pretty banging. Wouldn't necessarily the best race, but it's an interesting one. You do love some bailing, I do. There's just something about it I just really like. Like, I know a lot of people really like harvesting. I like harvesting because it's going to drop me a swath. I'd happily have someone else harvest and I'll just follow around and pick up the leftovers. It was cooler than a well digger's backside. I find round bales easier to stack. So I think I definitely find the square ones easier to stack. I suppose it depends on how you stack them. Do you stack them, I guess, properly? Stack them on their side and then slot them in like a pyramid? Well, not pyramid, but like a triangle? Because that's nice to do. If you do it like 3 bales high, a couple of rows deep, we can do 3 bales high or whatever, and just fill a shed with it. It's quite nice. It was frost on the ground Sunday morning while you were playing through. I definitely have to. I just sit in the clubhouse for that. I pretend I went out and played golf, and I'd sit in the clubhouse. To be fair, if I ever went golfing, I'd probably just sit in the clubhouse and pretend I went golfing anyway. But yeah, if it was that cold, that's definitely what I do. Yeah, because this farm was just going to be a show farm for a few screenshots initially. I've not got no cultivator or seeder or planter or anything, so that all needs to be sorted out. You had to wait for the frost to go out before you could master, as I say. Out on a bit of frost, would it make the balls run further? Hard ground to bounce on? Should not claim a new driving distance? A new personal best for driving distance? Get it to bounce on that hard ground? Or would the slightly stiffer wet grass slow that down? What are the physics behind that? That's where my nerdy brain takes me. It would, but if you walk on frosted grass, it kills it. Oh, right. That seems like something I should know. That must be heavily frosted grass then, like really stiff. Because surely on your golf course, it's quite short. Is that true? If you walk on frosted grass, it kills it. Sounds like something I'm going to Google in a second. A wet ball club grass produces a lot less spin. FS needs older telehandlers. It would be nice if we had some older models, that is for certain. I think when it comes to licensing, it's obviously harder to get old stuff that's not produced anymore. And I should imagine companies under their licensing want their new stuff that's available to purchase on display, because it's pretty much advertising, isn't it? That's what it is for them. Hence why when John Deere first joined the franchise, they didn't want any wearing to show on vehicles. That, you know, they didn't want the vehicles to show wear, no damage, no breakdown, none of that. They don't want nothing to do with any of that. Their vehicles are indestructible. They only want their products to be shown in the best light, and they want their newest products on display. But yeah, definitely be nice to get some older machinery all round. Oh, as a baler fan, be nice to have some old balers, and they will come. They will come. The modders will do it. Giants aren't going to put a lot of old equipment in the game, but yeah, the old stuff will come. It takes time, doesn't it? And people have to be patient. Modders do it in their free time. Like Rod has been saying this evening, the only time he gets to do a lot of this stuff, modding or even fiddling about with a game, is late at night, 10, 11, 12 o'clock until maybe 2, 3 in the morning. It's the only time. And at the minute, while he's doing the mapping stuff, he's also recording it and he's streaming it. So, to be fair, he's probably done it a couple of times to get it right before he's going to stream it. So that's a slow process. It's short, but it breaks a grill. Okay. You're the golf man. I will take your word for it then. We got some, but they're all PC. Oh, PC only, yeah. Well, that's the thing, yeah, because it's harder to bring the branded stuff and the old stuff over onto the consoles because of, once again, because of the licensing. I think as some of the companies have gotten bigger and they buy up other companies, it would have been nice if under the licensing it also included those older brands, but I don't think it does. It clearly doesn't. If not under New Holland, you'd get Ford and things like that. But it would be nice to see some of the older stuff. Like I said earlier on in the stream, I really liked if I played an American map, I really liked to get in Pleasant Farms or Pleasant View Farms, Alice Chalmers on there, bit of Orange. Although we've got the John Deere, it's just because it was an older looking out of the choices that there were. I don't tend to I don't go out of my way to necessarily have a John Deere, although I've always said that if you want to have a good thumbnail, stick a John Deere in it, they get more clicks. If you put John Deere in your thumbnail, you will get more views. Because there are just a massive fan base of John Deere tractors. They're just out there, they love it. New Holland, exactly. So although they own them, they don't. The licensing doesn't cover it. They brought them out, and it's sort of, that branch is sort of it's all liquidated, isn't it? It's gone. It's absorbed. It's not continued. I mean, I'm often surprised that with the licensing the way it is and how strict some license agreements are, and you know they are timed licenses as well, and maybe only for that title, and they maybe need to be rehashed for the next title, or they might be for say 10 years or whatever. I'm always surprised that the old games stay on sale when probably some of those older licenses are up. Just today I see a pop-up reminder that Forza Horizon 4 is being delisted. Now that was announced that it was getting delisted ages ago, and back in June I think they delisted the DLC, so they couldn't be purchased anymore. Everything still works. This is something that people get confused about with delisting. Everything still works. If you own it, it will work. It will always work. You just, even if you want to install it, you can reinstall it. Apart from unless Ubisoft takes one down, then you can't. But yeah, with the old Forza games, Motorsport and Horizon ones, you can still download them if you own them. But they don't sell them anymore because the licenses run out. So either the brand licenses for the cars have run out, or the licensing for the music has run out. So they can't. Plus, they rather than paying an absolute fortune to renew the licenses, and once the game is already big and you've got people out there playing it and buying it, I'm sure the cost of that license will go up. Yeah, they have to delist it because they can't sell it anymore. They don't own the rights to what's in the game. So they either Giants have done something right in being able to keep a lot of those older games, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it's 9, 11. I'm not sure if you can still buy 9 at 9. I think you still buy 11. 11 upwards. I think you can still buy, which I think is, you know, like I say, I think it's pretty impressive that that's still a thing. If you want to go back and try the old stuff, of course. like I often say, I still play 17. I still think 17 is probably peak farm sim for me. Visually, things have... to be fair, a lot of people don't even like the new colours, do they? They didn't like 19, they didn't like 22, they don't like this one because of the colour, the brightness and the style. I like the old 17 style of colouring and how it looked. But I haven't got anything about the new, brighter, vibrant farm sim either. 19 was a big transition, though. I will agree with that. Like going from how 17 looked to how 19 looked, I think that was a stark difference. Just the colour palette completely. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna move them bales, I think. Forza 4 still has a lot of players. Yeah, it does. It does. I think it's Microsoft or Xbox's anyway. But I think it's Xbox's biggest selling and most successful exclusive title. I played it a lot. Did I buy it? I think I bought it on sale because I played it through Game Pass. I think it was, yeah. I played it through Game Pass. I think I purchased the license to it. I purchased my license to it. I bought the game. You didn't buy the game, you buy the license. I purchased my license to it on sale for like next to nothing because I did buy all the DLC for it because it was in Game Pass. And as a rule, if it's an exclusive title in Game Pass, so it's a Microsoft exclusive, it's going to be there for a long time. So even like your Gears of War, your Gears of War and stuff like that, if you never have to buy the game, just buy the DLC because the games aren't going anywhere. But like I say, with the licensing of a Forza and stuff like that, there is that risk of losing it. So I did pick up dirt cheap, but it was exactly the same with all the others. Like I say, all the other Forzas disappear. I think 7 disappeared ages ago. And back when Forza Motorsport 6 got delisted, I mean, I played a lot of 5. I didn't really play 6 because I was still playing 5 and playing the Horizon titles. So I brought 6 just before it got delisted, and I brought it with all of its DLC. I think I paid £10 for Forza Motorsport 6 and all of its DLC. I'm just going to stack these over here until I get a trailer, I think. Probably not the done thing. I'm going to get him off the field so we can just try and turn the field around. I'm a big Forza fan. I do like Forza. Like I like that they finally added NASCAR to Forza Motorsport, the new one. Because we didn't get it for 7, I think because of the licensing that was already in place. Like we got NASCAR on Forza in 5 and 6. But not in 7. But because there's not an official console NASCAR game coming until well, next year, I think it was easier for the publishers and for the devs to get the licensing for the NASCAR for the console title. They should make them free instead of removing them. I'm not sure how that would work with licensing. Plus, that pisses people off who buy stuff, don't it? As someone that was a massive Destiny player, the worst thing that happened to Destiny 2 was going free to play. in my opinion. The worst thing that happened to Destiny 2 is going free to play. Not only because I'd spent hundreds of pounds on that game, and then they gave all that content away for free, but then because they started Vault and everything and taking content away, content that buying customers had previously paid for, they just took away. And they could, because they'd made the game free to play. Like, there was no reason why they couldn't leave that content there. It's all stored on hard. It's not a disc. It's all stored on hard drives. That game can be as big as you want it to be. There was absolutely no reason to start Vault on it. And then I just think the quality of expansions just wasn't there anymore. And I was surprised that they could keep the model going. Other than the DLCs, I was surprised that they could keep that model going off microtransactions. Because other than buying DLCs, in all the time of playing Destiny, I'd never spent a penny on any sort of microtransaction or anything from the weekly or the monthly stores, or bought anything with silver. People who spend real money on those cosmetics for those sort of games, and you know, COD's much the same. People who spend real money on that stuff, mental. Games are too expensive, they are. And big games are getting expensive to make. It is the most profitable and biggest, the most successful, most profitable form of entertainment in the world now, gaming. Yet gamers are still seen as freaks and weirdos. There are more gamers than there are people that go to the cinema or listen to music. More combined. More gamers. Come on. £80 a year for FIFA. Well, I ain't gonna lie. Anyone that's still paying £80 for FIFA probably deserves it. I think the last FIFA game that I paid for was 05. I'm not sure if that's right. 15. FIFA 15 was the last one I paid for, and that was because it came with my Xbox bundle when I brought my Xbox One. Or was it 14? Might be 14. Whichever one came out the year that Xbox launched. That's the FIFA I brought because it came with my bundle, and I didn't have a choice. I couldn't change it. I could change the other game that came with it, but I couldn't change that one. So I bought it in game, and I think they just had a backlog of FIFAs. So my Xbox came with UFC Undisputed and FIFA when I bought it. It should be EA Sports, it's all the same. Yeah, I do. I absolutely hate EA. I hate EA. I hate it with a passion. The only reason I play EA games is because they're included in Game Pass. If they weren't, I'd have not played. Well, I spoke about it many times in different videos. After Mass Effect Andromeda, and then followed up by Anthem, which I was insanely hyped for. Being a Destiny fan, I was quite looking forward to having a Destiny killer as well. Why is my beam not going out? That's that, that's that. Why is my beam not on there? Huh, okay. I'm gonna have to bring my hotbar up. That should be... Oh, there it is there. Why didn't that work a minute ago? I was saying. I'm not worried about this stack. I just want them off the field and sort of over here somewhere. They'll hopefully roll in place somewhere, somehow. That'll do. But yeah, after those two, I was like, I am never paying for an EA title again. Like I wanted, like many people, I wanted another Titanfall game. Never happened. Having not really been a big Call of Duty person. Anything that sort of remotely rivaled Call of Duty, I tend to get behind. But that eventually just meant like Battlefield, because everything else disappeared. And they all came out of, pretty much all came out of EA, didn't they? Medal of Honor and stuff like that. So yeah, so when Titanfall came, I was like, oh yeah, this is cool, this is different. I like that. I like the first Titanfall, I like the second Titanfall. They could cash cow something else, so they did. And the same with the new Dragon Age. I loved Dragon Age 1, Dragon Age Origins. Dragon Age 2, I played, I completed, but it became a bit of a drag for me near the end. Something about that wasn't quite as fun as the first one. But yeah, it was alright. To say I won't play the newest one is a lie. I'll probably give it a look, but I'd certainly not pay for it. F1's the only EA game I play. And even that, they've microtransactions, and I know that Cody's put the microtransactions in, and I'm a massive F1 fan, love F1. I had them all when it was under Codemasters, and then as soon as it was announced that EA was going to be buying them and absorbing them and taking off all their games and stuff, like even the title before EA put their mitts in, EA got them to add the season pass and the small microtransaction. EA paid them to put that in there so that it didn't feel like it was just coming from EA. Like, there was never any need for a season pass, a driver pass, whatever it's called. It's a Formula 1. It's a 1 year Formula 1 game. That pass is not required. So yeah, I only play them through Game Pass. Again, only through Game Pass now. And I don't give them the time that I used to. I don't. Same as like the Dirt series. And was it WRC? Obviously they've got all that as well now. Big fan of the rally. But yeah, I can't get behind a company like EA. It's just. And they absorb some really good studios, and they just tarnish their reputation. And I don't like it. Right, so my bale's just sort of shifted off for now. I don't know when I'll be purchasing a trailer, but we will at some point. And we'll collect them in. Well, probably when we've got more. Perhaps after I've done a bit of mowing. Or they might come in on like an auto stack. Not a magic auto stack, but you know, one of the automated stacks. It's time. We can go for a little bit more. So, let's just have another look at these lovely sheds. This is why we're here. We're here for the British sheds and stuff. So we'll hang around with them. For those that maybe didn't catch it when we came on, when we were first up. I don't know how many are about and still, or if anyone new is here. If anyone wants a little tour of the British sheds, let us know. This one is the one that I've done a mod first look video on. This one is finished off and is being sent away, or may have even been sent off now. This one, as we've already sort of covered a bit, is, or this version was a WIP. I have since been sent a new version of this that's been fixed to have a little look at and test and check. But I'd already booted up the game and hit go live before I'd got sent it. So we do have a few little things. But there it is. So it's just like the bolts for the gates and stuff. Some of them are, I'm not sure if they're duplicated and out of place or if they're just little things that happen. When you make and stuff, they obviously bits get left behind. I think it's the one. Might possibly be from this door. If I shut this, if I find my, it might be because there's not one there. There's not one present, so it might be from that door. But yeah, but that's all been fixed now, and a few other little bits have probably been looked at and tweaked. And that's our little calves. And my bigger calves. These are the 6 months plus. That is cool. I like it. Yeah, he'll probably buy FS someday. No, it doesn't fit under what they do. I wouldn't. They don't tend to do this sort of game, doesn't it? Do they? FS doesn't need to be brought by someone else to improve. It needs a competitor. It needs someone else to come out and drop a banger of a farm sim game. It really does. I'm not sure. Again, it might come down to licensing. Like we've seen, we've seen other games come out, and that they are subpar farming games, full stop. But when they come out, and maybe they have to have more El Generico vehicles, like in Farm Sim, our lizard stuff is mainly trucks, cars, and that sort of thing that they can't license. But obviously we need a car and a truck, and there isn't always one that they can license under the brands that they've got. So, but yeah, when you get another other games come, what was it? Because obviously this was Lizard. In Farmer's Dynasty, was it Gecko? Was Gecko the brand? I think it was. I think they were called Gecko, not lizards, but Gecko tractors. And eventually, I think that game got some more licensed stuff come in, and not a lot, but a little bit. But yeah, but if part of the licensing agreement with Giants is that no one else can use them as a competitor, then it's harder. So you have to have a game that's really, you want a really realistic, if that's the market, and that should be the market, you want a really realistic, visually quality simulator for farming. And even if you have to have generic brands, have it so that they're obviously distinct and you know what they are. Open it up to a modern community as well, so then you can get stuff in there. And I think that's how you challenge FS. I don't know how to make games, but that's the route I'd go. That's a good wee barn for the calves and their mother. Yes, lovely, isn't it? I think this is banging. Really nice. If I jump up on the McCormick. It does hold a lot. As you can see, it holds 50. This version holds 50. I don't know whether the update will, because we had a little chat about this. If you put too many in here, visually it looks too crowded. And yeah, because the pens visually hold 20. But 20, if you've got 20 animals in there, they recognise each other. They don't pass through each other. So then they don't move and they just sort of get stuck if you put too many in. And it's the same with all barns, really. If you put too many of them in there, they get stuck. This is just the right size, I think. That it doesn't really matter. Once you go over the limit, no more spawn in. Because it holds 150 and we've got 30. Now, I did have 20 in here and it looked no different. So I think there's probably 20 cows in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah. So 20 is the visual. But also 20 is the visual for that. And if we had 20 in there, it looks like a tin of sardines. Evening all, Anders Madsen. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're well. Hope you've had a pleasant evening. I am going to... Let's see. I think I may need... just lime. Doesn't even need ploughing. I might plough it though. I haven't really done a lot of ploughing yet in FS25. Shall we purchase ourselves a wee plough? I'm not sure how I feel about the Poodinger. 4.2 meters. 2.5. 2.5 is a bit small. Where's the 3 meter plough? It requires 160. $210. How much power is in the Mac? The Mac's well over that, I think. Well over that. 310. We can go even bigger. All right, let's head up to the. We'll head up to the store in the Mac. I love they stick their head through and feed. So yeah, we own the sorghum down there. I'll probably turn into another arable field and then I saw you were live and thought I'd stop by and see how your farming was going. Our farming is going all right. Excuse me, my voice isn't though. Yeah, mainly the main part of the stream was just to show the sheds a little bit. Nice British sheds that are coming, and I'm missing my British farming feel. So I've used the mods that I'm quite fortunate enough to be sent early to do some testing with. They're perfectly functional in game at the minute. 1 or 2 tweaks required for aesthetics. So yeah, so I figured while they're actually running and they're fine, there's no issue with them, I'm going to stick them in game. And I was going to just play it privately, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to show them. I'll show them off. I've done a like first look video for one of them. I've been sent an update for another, so I might do that tomorrow. Record that and get that uploaded. But yeah, it's just more of a showcase for that, and just to have a British style dairy farm, because that's generally what I like to do. We've got Hunan Puntai, or whatever it's called, Punani Huntani. save on the go that we stream. That's a pig farm, and we're going to be doing the rice thing and having a look at the new crops there and stuff. So this was just a chance for me to go back to a familiar style of gameplay that I like. I mean, we could pull that, but I just think that's a bit excessive for what I've got to do. So I think we'll go with the Putinger. And we shall buy it. I haven't done a lot of ploughing. I've done a little bit of ploughing, not a lot of ploughing. People are saying how much they are enjoying ploughing now, so we'll see if I enjoy it, because I absolutely hated it. Like most people, it was like my least favourite job. Actually, stone picking was my least favourite job, but... So, does this... It does. Okay, that's fine. Does it have a transport position? Okay. So, does it have... rotate as well, so that's how we're going to flip side it. Okay. Have to remember that. I believe that someone is making a British map at the minute. I know at least 6 different modders that are making British maps, so yeah, there's plenty of them on the way. I believe Oxy said that Scroft was going to start. I'm not sure if he's going to start recording or start releasing his Armston series this week, maybe? I don't know. I've often said this, nothing against Scroft. I know that he's good. He's not worried about whether I watch him or not. But I've never watched Scroft. He does the roleplay stuff, and I'm not big on roleplay content. That's not for me. Yeah, I think that's what he said. What about trailer mods? I haven't. I mean, there's no doubt loads out there. They don't tend to come my way. The modders that I tend to work with and help and do, they tend to make do maps or placeables. That's their thing. So, which is fortunate because I like looking at sheds and placeables, and who doesn't like looking at maps? But yeah, if anyone that makes vehicles or makes machines and tools or trailers, if they're interested in having me help to test and do, I'd quite happily do that. I don't know as much about the inner workings of the vehicle and machine mods and how they work. Whereas I know a little bit more about the texturing and the building of placeables. I know more on how maps work and how that bit is done. And within like GE and a little bit of Blender and stuff like that, I know, so that I'm more comfortable to help people with. If someone sent me like a half-baked tractor and said, can you check this, this and this, look at that, I probably wouldn't know where to start. Or it would take me a long time of looking. Oh, look, it's coming last. It's coming last, I thought. It'll all come. It'll all come. I'm sure there'll be people that are trying to bake it over that didn't make the mod. I tend to stay away from that as well. Mr. Farquhar, the shed inspector, indeed. That's my thing now. If I can get my hands on a shed. I think there's still one on the mod hub I haven't looked at. I think it's a storage shed. I mean, once the shed packs start releasing, you know, once Lancey's shed packs come over and Missy B normally drops some big shed packs, I mean, I'll be in my element. These sheds for days, there'll be no other content. Now, is this multi-angle? Oh, you can use me. Could use my GPS, can I? Could use my GPS. Here we go with that. Right. So if I'll start in the middle. Oh, excuse me. I'm still waiting for Red Dog Sheds and Trailers. It'll all come. Why are we having so many issues? Come on. Lower the tool. Swing around in time. This is why I was thinking I probably should have just gone with the fixed, but we'll do alright. It'll be fine. Like I say, I only tend there's like the guys that I generally, you know, work with. Lancy, MS, FS Landscaping. Rod is quite new. Rod's been kind enough to get in touch and start doing stuff, and for allowing me to help him. Cavalier Roy and FS Briscoe. They're the guys. I don't go out of my way. I don't go try and search anyone or try and beg anyone. I wouldn't even say I necessarily go out and offer services. I think if people see that you do stuff for others, especially like someone like Lancy, I mean that's a feather in your hat, isn't it? To have Lancy boy let you play with his mods early. I think that's a feather in your hat. Absolute legend. The only ones that are above him and Matt Macon are probably, you know, Oxygen David and Bullet Bill, and we haven't seen anything from Bullet Bill for a while. And he wouldn't take offence to me saying that either. You know, guys like that are the reason why he does it. So our wheel should be in. It's just, oh, it's not quite, but it's given us the. There we go. Our wheel is now in. So I can put my GPS on, but we shouldn't really need it. Fast Farming made some good treat. Yeah, Fast Farming did. I know Mac Trucker made some good ones. I think a lot of Mac Truckers were popular. I think they were a little bit cheaty, weren't they, some of his? But yeah, nothing wrong with them either. I enjoy the realistic play, but I also enjoy not spending all day doing something sometimes as well. And I'll never hate on a mod that makes the game easier for someone that doesn't have the time to play it, that say someone like myself has. If you've got a plough or a harvester or a cultivator that'll do double speed, if you've got a trailer that holds twice as much, 4 times as much, if you use it in your gameplay, that doesn't affect me in how I play my game. Some people get really pissy about cheaty mods and, you know, people cheating. It's a single player game. There's no real competition to it, but no one's cheating. I'm not sure if I've already pressed that or not. I have, yeah. I like quality of life mods. Mostly I do. I like the little things that add a little something in. That's where I like looking. It's that it's the enhanced balers. It was, you know, when things like wrapping were added in, added the bale wrap. It's things for me, things like the realistic cab views. So you can't spin your head all the way round. You know, allowing you to do your zoom. Although I do have a manual zoom mod as well. Another quality of life, so I can proper have a good look at whatever I want. It's those mods that work in the background, and for someone like myself who generally looks at placeables, as much as I like using those other mods, I don't always know how to best display them, because it would just be like that. Oh, like, yeah, this mod is really good. I scroll my wheel mouse and I can zoom in and out. That's how it works. It's like, it's hard to really show. But for me, I really like it. Did I lift that? I've forgotten now. Yeah, I did. There's a shed. I can have a good look around a shed. A barn, we can have a good look around. Even a tractor, like, we can have a good look around. For a lot of the I'm sorry about this. For a lot of the quality of life mods, like someone that I often watch, if there's something that's quite intricate and I want to learn how to do it, if I see a mod, like especially in 22, if I saw a mod, oh yeah, that looks really cool, I wonder how it works. I'd wait a day or two, because I know that Disturbed Simulation is going to do a breakdown tutorial of that for me. So I'm stupid. I just consider that Disturbed Simulation puts out tutorials solely for me, and then I'll know how to do it. I absolutely love Disturbed. I'm not sure if he believes me when I tell him how much I love him in his tutorials, because I'm quite a sarcastic person anyway. But I am so grateful for people like Disturbed who can break them down. He's so good at explaining it, and especially when it comes down, because he's good at XML editing and he knows his way around the XML files. Because I like to change things myself. But again, if there's something I think, oh, I wonder how you do that, I bet if I go to Disturbed's channel, type it in the search bar on his channel, and he'll have a video explaining how I can do it, how I can edit it. But that's a fine showcase, though. It is, isn't it? Like, it's on the wheel. I bring it in, and this is how we do it. We can have a really close-up look, but it allows you to see off in the distance. But what this mod really does, all this mod does, because I can zoom the other way as well, it's just an on-the-fly FOV. It's all it is. That is weird. I bet someone plays like that. That's trippy. But yeah, so it's just put the FOV toggle on the wheel mouse. So you just scroll it to change the field of view. But I like it. It's handy. And until this mod came out, that did that, it was all I had. It was all I had for like 4 days. That's the hardship. But you just miss those quality of life mods. Especially the ones that do add a little bit more realism sometimes. Like they're the ones you want. Or they're the ones I want. I don't necessarily, although it's nice to have the large selection of tractors, and if you're someone that has a particular brand that you like to see, and maybe that model isn't there, I'm sure it's disappointing. But as someone who plays this game as a gamer and not necessarily just a farm sim player or an agricultural, I call it an agri-nut, I'm not that fussed about what brand or what models are there. It's nice to have, like we say, it's nice to have the older looking tractors. It's nice to have these things that fit a certain style of play. But I don't have like, oh yeah, like people, like I was saying earlier on, people get really passionate about a John Deere, or they get really passionate about a case. I like particular mods rather than brands, so I really liked Bullet Bill's Massies because they fit the style of play I like on British maps. They're perfect for it. Those Bullet Bill tractors, so I really like them. And then when people would used to come in and ask, "Oh, Mr. Fucker, what's your favourite tractor?" I'd always say, I don't have a favourite tractor because I only know farming really from the game, and then I've gone away and I've watched other stuff and I've learned other stuff and I've read stuff, so I know a bit more because of the game. But because I got interested in it through the game, I don't really have, like, I'm not going to say, oh, you know, 1998's New Holland T5 with the twin whatever and the double this. What I like is a Deutz Warrior because I think they look badass. In my opinion, best looking tractor in the game, and since all tractors do the same thing, that makes that the best tractor. You have the old Deutz New Holland, see? Yeah. So I like the look of the old New Hollands and the Fords. I think they look cool. I like the old squarer bent favorites. Are they the favorites? But the old 80s, 90s fence, the square ones, because they're the ones I remember seeing in farms as a kid. They would be them big old square green fence. Love them. When I used to play on Sandy Bay and on the Western Shore a lot, I used to always have them. They used to be my workhorse tractors for my farms. Them big old square green fence. Because they were what I knew, they were what I was familiar with. So yeah, that's how either I'm familiar with it, it fits my gameplay, or it looks cool. That's my reason for picking something. I'm not into the tribalism of red versus green or blue versus red. I like older and newer. Exactly, yeah. Exactly. But the Deutz Warriors, I am partial to. I just think, do we have? I'd have probably been better off just going to D, wouldn't I? That's just badass. I don't think there's a better looking tractor than that. David Brown would be a nice brand to have. But aren't David Browns like a mashup of lots of brands? Aren't they more like a custom tractor? Are they not? Again, I'm not 100% on this, is why I ask inquisitively. That's not me telling. Like because I don't know that much about tractors, any David Brown mod that I've ever had always has like different other tractor parts in the model. No. Okay. That must just been the way the mods, because I don't know the tractors. The only ones I've ever had have had like part of a Massey chassis, and then I think we had a case wheel or something. I can't remember. It's on one of not that I'm asking you to go and watch my old content at all. Don't. Most of it's not very good. Yeah, but on my Balham Road series, where I brought Pembertons and it became Farquhars, I had a David Brown on there, and yeah, it looked like it was being made up out of 3 different tractors. So no, if there's a specific way it should look and should do, then yeah, if that's what people like, you often always see people saying, "Oh, David Brown." I went out, I scoured the internet, and I found one. So I could use one because people were talking about them. It was brought by Kate. I think that was the weird thing. It was a case, but I felt sure it had a massive wheel. I'm going to go... you pop in quite regular. So I'm gonna go back and watch the old episode where I had it. And I'll check what it was that was in there. Because I remember talking about it at the time, I think. I give myself, what, 3-4 headlands, and I still go right to the end and drive off, but never mind. Oh, did I turn it? Yep. For me, that's one of the big things with the ploughing, is remembering if I turned it or not. Why are we not on the line? What are we looking at here? Why is that not? Huh. I feel like we're missing one. Unless it's just... The Massey Ferguson 35 was the first tractor that I drove. Cool. So do you farm then? IRL? Is that something you do? It's just they jump into a different one altogether. Right. We'll see what it looks like. I may need to jam an extra one in there, I think. Yeah. Definitely going to need to. Right. Stick it down. Did when you was younger? I haven't driven a tractor probably since since I was about 12, and that was only because we... That's not right. This isn't right. This isn't right. No, 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 Maggie, no. That was my best Toto Wolf, by the way, because we used to use a tractor down at the skiing pits when we used to go water skiing when we were younger. Yeah, that seems ever so wayward. Even with GPS, I mess it up. Country Fisher, evening, Miss Fucker. Hope all is well across the pond. All is well, my friend. All is well. It's getting a bit late. I appreciate you coming by, though, sir. Toto is called a motor race. We went racing. Oh, excellent. Yeah, I'm well, buddy. Hope you're well. I was just doing a stream. This might become a regular thing, this one. Just to show off some sheds and try and have a little play at more of a style of FS that I'm used to. So I built a British style dairy farm using mods that I've been fortunate enough to test. Do you not like to see the lines? I hate having a HUD up, mate. If I could, we just always play like that with nothing. I hate HUD. But I tend to find that people like to see what's going on, so I tend to leave it up. I mean, we can have a line. But yeah, I felt like when we turned, it didn't have us in sync anymore. I think it then went. I think it worked at like a LANs. I don't know. This doesn't look like it did, because they're evenly spaced. But when I turned around here somewhere, I feel like we started coming at it differently, like from the other side. I thought it was getting late over there. I think it was 6 hours ahead. It is now 11:15. I don't normally stream this late, but I did start a little bit later than normal, and I'm just enjoying chatting. I think Anders has been here before. I think I recognise the name. I don't think he's had the opportunity to really have a chat. Sometimes if I sort of my prime sort of stream times, sort of between 7 and 9, sort of my regulars are obviously. Not obviously, but my regulars are more usually here. So like the chat can be sometimes, not that it's a busy chat, but the chat can be dominated by a few people as we talk a lot. So maybe people that don't maybe come as often or talk as much or aren't quite as involved in the community in that way, sort of sit quietly. So streaming a little bit later, I guess, gives a chance for others to get a little bit more involved, which is nice, because I do want to grow my community, and by all means you are all welcome to come and join the Discord and get to know other people a little bit better if you wish. Everyone's really nice, really good bunch of guys and girls, really helpful with this game and many others. Sort of as a community we play quite a variety of games. Quite a lot of us obviously are into the farming and other sim games. ETS and ATS is really popular within the community. There's a bunch of us that really like SnowRunner and into SnowRunner and stuff like that, and then those of us that like playing all the other extra variety games too. There you go. Come and join the Discord. You are new. Your name seemed familiar. Perhaps I've seen you elsewhere in someone else's stream when I've been lurking. And it's nice to have you here then, sir. Very much. I try not to bang on about the Discord too much. I mean, I'd like to see, not necessarily I'd like to see more people in there. I'd like to see more active people in there. We have a lot of people that join. Every time I do like a new mod or a new map with Lancy or with FS landscaping, we get a big influx of people joining the Discord, because I think if they join the Discord, they're going to get a map early, and that's not how that works. I remember when when FS Landscaper was making the Ballinroom Pemberton map, and people would be in my messages on Discord and even on Facebook, and they're offering like, oh, if I pay for it, can I have it? If I give you £100, if I give you £200, if I give you 50 quid. Well, if I think FS Landscaping even said he had someone offering £500 just to be able to play the map early. Like, wait, it'll come out. If it's not out because it's not working properly. I just think that's mad. Is ETS on Xbox? It's not on Xbox. It's a Steam game. It's a PC game, but you can rent an NVIDIA server, and as providing this is like your internet is bang on. You can hire or rent an NVIDIA server like you would a game server, and if you have a Steam account, you can play any game on your Steam account through your NVIDIA server through Xbox. There's quite a few videos out there on how to do that. So if you own games on Steam, I'm not sure if it works on other storefronts, but definitely on Steam. If you own games on Steam, then yeah, you can play it on Xbox. It doesn't work on PlayStation because it runs through the internet browser on the Xbox. Oh, I don't think that's the right one either, so no, I'm not going to have that. See, that's working from coming down. Just waving my finger about there. You can't necessarily see my screen as I see it. But, yeah. So I'm just going to go here. Probably inside, yeah, probably. I do a bit of lurking. I don't tend to chat a lot when I've got a stream on. Normally because I'm probably playing another driving game. My hands are busy. I think when my mate Simu Dad streams, I'm in there because I try and moderate for him. And I used to try and be driving on ETS or ATS whilst watching his stream, because he used to either stream Farm Sim or ATS, ETS, he'd stream. But then I'd constantly be tabbing out to type or tabbing out to moderate, so I don't tend to do that as much now if I'm watching him. But when I watch other people, I do. I mean, the main streamer, the main FS streamer I watch is Virtua Farmer. I'll jump in on some of the others. Again, people that I tend to support smaller channels. I just always have. It's just how I am. I think it's because we're on the headlands. That's why it's taking me different ways, isn't it? So I think I need to go in one. I think I need to be in here. I want this one. This one. That's where I want to be. But some evenings I'll just click on whatever's, obviously because YouTube recommends things you watch, so I'll just click on whatever's there. That's not down. Did that all wrong, didn't I? Chatting away. That is my biggest issue, I think, when streaming. I do get overly distracted by chat. It's your fault that I mess up. No, it's definitely my fault. When you're recording content, it's just you and maybe a bit of music. Luke, I'm going to go now. Bye. See you later, Luke. I appreciate you coming by. I appreciate the chat, mate. And hopefully we'll see you again soon. You have a pleasant evening, and if we don't cross paths anymore, have a pleasant week. I'm not quite sure what I'll be streaming or doing this week. I've got some things I want to try and record and get ahead on and do, as one does. So with that being the headland, I think that's where I'm getting it wrong. I think if I come out of cab, actually, this is where the GPS catches me out. Because it's going to want me to just keep looping now, and that's not what I was ready for. We'll see how it goes. Or we might not, because I do have to call it a night in a bit. I came to FS25 because it was free, and now I'm here. I might play FS a bit too much. That happens. That happens. I know. I know a lot of people sort of joined the game and come to the game when Epic put it for free, and the same with 19. I think there was a massive influx of players when Epic put 19 for free, and obviously last time around with 22, You get, see, that's not the right way for me. Yeah, that's gonna. I think we might just scrap the GPS. We'll just scrap that. If I stick my wheel in, we'll be all right. Yeah, with 22, I think 22 was in Game Pass like day one, wasn't it? So that really that really bolstered the community, and a lot of people just always say, "Oh, but it's just," and I don't know why they get derogatory about it. Oh, it's just console kids, console kids. It's not. A lot of people play on console. I always played on console. I played 17, 19, and 22 on PC and console. I don't know why. And then people go, "Oh, but it's the console. Console people begged for mods." I see a shit ton of PC players begging for mods every day. Every day. And if you've got a PC and you like to brag about your PC and how powerful it is, if you really want a mod, why haven't you made it? If you're that good, that's what I say. Still remember when the first FS came out on disc. I didn't join FS until 15, and I've said this story many times. I played FS 15 purely because I was trying to earn the achievements off it. In my earlier Xbox days, I used to be a bit of, not even I like to consider myself an achievement hunter, a bit of game score whore. And I thought, oh, it was my brother had brought it. I've told this story so many times. My brother had brought it, and I think he had bought it to try and do a similar sort of thing. Or it might have just been on sale and he's grabbed a cheap game while he was stoned, because my brother's a big smoker. So he used to just, chill playing that and have a off his head. And I don't promote it, it's not a good thing. But yeah, so one day I was like, oh yeah, I'll try and get the achievements off that. That's only a little farming simulator, that's not going to be hard. And it turns out, to get all the achievements off FS15, you have to play a hell of a lot of FS15. And I didn't really like the game. I didn't understand the fun of it. I didn't understand why people would want to play it. And I think I probably played about an hour and then stopped. Did not get it. And then it was probably been about 6 months later. I think I was having some time off work, and I was sitting there thinking, oh, what can I get some easy achievements on? Oh, let's try that farm sim game. I've got a few days, I think at the time I probably had a few months off work. I was injured. 3 months off work. Let's just grind this out. And then from playing it and embracing the grind of the farm sim, because I quite like grindy games. Like I said earlier on, I like the Forzas and the racing games. I like games like Destiny and stuff like that. Some big grindy games, Assassin's Creed and stuff. I don't mind putting the work in. And so I was like, oh, let's just do it. And then through the grind of playing FS15, I sort of fell in love with the repetitiveness and the calming of it, and then the achievement of working for it and building it up and having the money. And I got hooked in it. The idea, the gamification of farming, it sort of twigged for me. And so I started to, oh, what else is there? And I don't think FS17 was out yet at the time. So I rolled backwards and I brought FS15 on console. And I think I was still playing FS13 on console. And I think I was still flittering between like 13 and 15 when 17 came out. And I brought 17 probably about 6 months after release. And yeah, I then brought it on PC, and then I got 19 on release day, and then I got 19 on PC, and then 22 I pre-ordered, and then sort of built on 19's release. I thought I felt a hand on my shoulder. I thought my boy was in it, and that was when I sort of started building the channel by doing sim stuff and things like that. Brought it with your allowance back then. Back in the day. 09, wasn't it? 09? FS 09? 11, 09, yeah. How old was I in 2009? 25, 26? Yeah, that wouldn't have been on my register, 25, 26. I was living a very different sort of life in my teens and 20s. Just getting these lovely graphical glitches. Always beautiful to see. Getting old now, 42 next birthday. 15 on PC was so good with the soil mods. You had to apply the different soil nutrients, like the nutrient phosphorus and the potassium. Really wish Giants would have worked that into the base. 17. And as massive, yeah, I was 7 or 8 back then. So, yeah. No. My partner's a bit younger than me, and I often talk about things from the noughties and the late 90s, thinking that she knows what I'm talking about. And yeah, then she'll tell me how old she was. Grow up. Oh, there'll be a song on the radio, or not on the radio, but a song on a playlist or something will come out. Oh, it's a banger, this. Do you remember this? This came out like 2001. So do you remember it? So I remember being in the clubs and this coming out. So like, I was 7. It's like, oh. My bad. That's on me. I might go round and extend this side. I might make this rounder instead of this square field. I know we shouldn't be ploughing like this, but it's fine. We're just chatting. It's just ploughing. It's sort of a bit of a flexible plough, so it's sort of sliding around with us. That's what I'm saying. It looks sturdy enough to be dragged through. My beautiful stack of bales. I'm going to collect them up later. What I should have done is obviously flip the plough round by now. See what it does. See where it goes. Just gonna leave that nasty inner one, but that's alright. We'll make do. It'll be fine. All wrong, that's fine. But now I think I'm not 100% on this. I think if I press that one, yeah, that's the one. Just going to try and add a little shape to the field. Not a lot, but just a little. I got just a bit into World of Warcraft for 10 plus years. Now I'm back to FS once again. Just got a little bit of a hankering for some wizardry and warlocks. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Never been big never been big on the World of Warcraft. I tried it, wasn't for me. But again, back then I was living a different life and my interests were very different, especially when it came to games. despite the fact of me saying I hardly ever buy EA games. Once upon a time I did, and like sports games were my thing, mainly Madden. I used to live for Madden football, which is weird being a British person, but I love American football. Love me some Madden. Alright, whoa, don't cut in anymore. Disengage that. Lovely. It's off. So yeah, I spent quite a while with the Madden. So fold it up. But like Elder Scrolls Online, I'll put your teeth in. Elder Scrolls Online. I mean, when Elder Scrolls Online came out, obviously I'm a big fan of Oblivion and Skyrim. But I was one of those people that stayed up all night for the servers to open, and then sat in a queue for 3 hours once the servers opened, because the game crashed instantly. But yeah, I unknowingly, I mean, initially I knew I was paying for it. I paid for their $9.99 subscription as well as spending £80 for the game, the deluxe version of Elder Scrolls Online, which I think is pretty much free now. 80 quid for the game. For a few extra potions and whatnot. And then, yeah, I paid the $9.99 per month for the extra bags. And pretty much all it was the extra carry space, and you got some extra coins to spend and do, and they just accumulated. And I think I played that. Me and my brother played that a lot online with 1 or 2 friends, and we played that a lot for probably a year and a half, I think. We'd be on it most days for a year and a half, and we were flipping between that and Destiny or Destiny 2, whatever it was at the time. And yeah, and then we sort of stopped playing it, and I'd forgotten that I was paying $9.99 a month for my carry bag and everything. And I think it must have been 8 years later, 8 or 9 years later, that I paid attention to my bank statement, and I saw this ESO payment coming out. So what am I paying for ESO? What is that? And I've been paying $9.99 a month for like 9 years for a game that I wasn't even playing. Still waiting for Elder Scrolls 6 to come out. I think I might be dead before Elder Scrolls 6 to come out. But we're all still waiting. Waiting in vain. It'll come. Yeah, there's one of them. It'll come eventually, won't it? Let's see if we can fit this in the big shed. But yes, as well as the farming, I do like to play a lot of other games. I used to try and shoehorn other games in on this channel. I'm not sure if you were here earlier when I was saying. But it just... a large part of the farm sim viewing audience only are really interested in farm sim, which is absolutely fine. People are interested in what they're interested in. I just didn't realise quite how strict it was with a large part of the audience. Like, it's not like they'll just stop by and just say hi if I was streaming something different, or check out maybe 1 or 2 videos if I stream something different. There was zero interest. Like, back at my channel's pretty dead these days, unfortunately. But back when I was really sort of growing and getting a bit of steam, and yeah, and I was hitting like, you know, high hundreds to 1,000 views on a video pretty quickly. I thought, oh yeah, I'm going to try and put out whatever hot game is out, action adventure game, and I put it out, and like the farming videos in the first day would get like 500-600 views, and then the next video would get like 20 because it wasn't farm sim. And I tried for ages doing it, and all I was doing was shoehorning content that no one that was watching me was interested in, unfortunately, and that sort of really damaged my channel. That's why I've got like 4,000 subscribers but only maybe get 50 views a video, because maybe they think, oh, we'll still support him, but I'm just not watching that. and then because they've not watched anything for a while, even though they subscribe, my videos don't turn up on their home screens. So that's why I'm constantly trying to find new viewers. Not because I'm worried about my having a big subscriber number, that'd be lovely, but just for the views. I'd like people to, you know, be watching the content again. Yeah, that's the norms nowadays, sadly. Yeah, it's just, I don't, the variety gamer is a thing of the past. I get that this is obviously a massive game, it consumes a lot of time, but I don't know. I find time to play a lot of different games, and I still play a hell of a lot of this. A hell of a lot. Oh, it was just the other week I sunk another 40 hours into Baldur's Gate 3. Let's just got back into it for a week. Well, let's do some more Baldur's Gate. No. I've been playing Flight Sim like mad while still making the Farm Sim content. I've been playing a bit of Stalker 2 as well. That's cool. That's a bit broken. I'm a little bit annoyed. I didn't have any issues with Stalker 2 when it released. They patched it, fixed it, and now I'm getting issues, but that's just the way it works sometimes. But I like Stalker 2. I love the Assassin's Creed games and anything like that. Anything big open world. Anything that's got a big old grind to it, I enjoy. Right, my voice is actually going to go now. So I am going to call it a night. It is 11:15 for me, which is really quite late for me to be streaming. I should imagine my voice will be keeping one of the kids up. Well, I would like to thank everyone that's been with us today. And if I just have a little if I just have a little look at the numbers over there, we've still got, I don't often look at my view count, still got people there. So thank you very much. If you're still hanging around, if you're still just having a look, I appreciate it. Anders, has been great chatting to you. Hopefully see you again. It's been lovely chatting to someone new. Country Fisher, sorry that you've caught us at the end. Just that whole time distance thing. Luke Gaiman's been a banger with us today, chatting lots, teaching me stuff. We've had Lynn's in there. Rod the mod, who's one of his mods were on display today in this stream. Hopefully coming to the mod hub pretty soon. I think he's sent that off now. Jen, as always, has been in. She's a diamond. She turns up every day. The legend that is Lancey Boy got one of his early access mods on here as well. He should have some stuff coming soon. He's got a lot of stuff in the works, but hopefully that'll be coming. Appreciate the sub, man. Appreciate you. Hopefully you enjoy it and you come back again, because it is really nice to have people here chatting with us. See you, have a good night. It's all good. I'll see you next time. I appreciate you, buddy. We're going to try and get a bit more trucking and stuff on there as well. Wouldn't mind getting back again. I'll talk about shoehorning content, trucking. I'm going to try and get some hunting back on there, because I enjoy my hunting games. I enjoy all sorts of simulators. So yeah, it's been great having you all there. MS Modern, obviously this was a big thing about showing off MS Modern stuff. So yeah, he was in here, he had a chat with us, it was good, and plenty of other people. So yeah, appreciate you all for spending a bit of your evening with me, or your afternoon, wherever you are in the world. It is time for me to get a drink, and yeah, probably go to bed in a bit. I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.